Hello students, welcome to the Python series. In this video, we are starting a new session that is in the interface of Python with an SQL database. Here we are connecting the MySQL with Python. Let's see how it is possible. Python can be used in database application. We can manipulate the data stored in a database through a Python application. That's possible. Python can be used as the front end and MySQL as the backend. We can retrieve data from the MySQL database using the Python application. So let's see how it is possible and what all things we need to do to take data from the MySQL server. First thing we need is the Python connector. MySQL connector is needed for connecting the Python application with the MySQL database. So it enables Python program to access the MySQL databases. It's actually a drive for connecting this MySQL database server to the application interface program. Then to get this connector, first we need to install the connector using the pip application. Pip command, using that we can install the connector. So how it is possible, let's see this. To install that, we can just go to the CMD and there you can type this command, pip install mysql connector hyphen python. So I will show you how it's possible. Just go and run the CMD. Then here you can type this command, pip command. Pip application will be executed and the connection packages will be installed in your system. In my system it is already installed. So you can simply type pip install mysql hyphen connector hyphen python. That's all. You can just execute it and it takes a little time and all the packages will be installed to your system. Then afterwards you can do the connectivity between the MySQL and the Python. But there is a chance for some problems. One is related to the path. Most probably it will be related to the path of this pip. You can use pip or pip3. So the path may not be set in the Windows or operating system path variable. Environment variable need to be set. If that is not correctly set, then this will not work. So what is the solution for this? We can copy the path. That means the easy method is go to the IDE or where the Python is stored. From there you take the properties and open the file location. Then this pip or pip3 will be in scripts folder. So it is pip and pip3 is here. So you can simply copy the path from here and this path can be pasted to the environment variable. So to take the environment variable, just go here and take the properties, system properties. Then depending upon the OS, there will be slight variations. Here, advanced system setting. There, you can see the environment variables. Here, there is a path variable. So you can simply make changes to it. If it is not correctly set, you can edit it and you can insert the new that path we have copied here and each path separated by semicolon. So in this way you can set the path and after that when you install using the pip definitely the connector will be installed if no other problems are there. So if there is path problem, you can rectify this using this method. If it is installed, then what is the next process? If the connector is installed, definitely the connector is ready. You can connect this application, Python application, using the connector to the MySQL server. So the process we need to do is, first we need to establish a connection using this mysql connector.connect method. Then it requests for a connection to the server, and if it is established, we need a cursor object. You can just imagine the cursor object as simply a container, a box which holds the data in between. So once you get the cursor instance, next is you can execute any SQL command using this cursor instance execute method. Then the result will be given by the SQL, and you can fetch those results. These are the steps need to be covered up to maintain the connection. To retrieve the data from the MySQL, these are things we need to do. Let's see the stepwise steps for creating database connectivity application. First thing, open the Python. Second is import the necessary packages. Third is open a connection, establish a connection. Fourth is create a cursor instance. Then fifth is execute a query. Then sixth is extract data from the result set. And after finishing the operation, you need to clean up the environment. That is the last step. So let's see one by one. First step, you know. Second step, import the necessary packages. The package what we need is mysql.connector. So you can just import it using this statement. When we import, this is a lengthy name, so that can be shortened using this as. You can give an alias name for this mysql.connector using the as keyword. If you are giving like this variable name can be substituted for this mysql.connector. Now, next step is open a connection. That means establish a connection. You can create a connection to the database using this statement. Let's see, we need a connection variable. Then that connection variable equals mysql.connector.connect. Then while doing the connection, we need to specify some parameters. One is hostname, then username, password. Look at the password parameter PASSWD only. WORD is not used, it is passwd. Then if we are connecting to a database, you have to mention the database name also. Look at this example. We imported the necessary module. Then after that, db underscore connection. That is the variable name I am using for the connection. Then mysql.connector.connect. Then the parameters, hostname is localhost, username root, password also root. So in this way, we can create the connection. So let's see the parameters in details. Username means the username used for accessing this MySQL server. Default username is root. If you are using another username, you have to mention that also. Password means the while installing the MySQL, password is given. That need to be used. If different usernames needs separate password, then that password need to be used to access that user's databases. Then hostname. Hostname means the server name or the IP address. Server name, if you are running on a local host, you just need to give local host only, otherwise the IP address. Then the database name, to which database we want to connect. That is mentioned by the database. So these parameters are to be given along with this connect method. Now, next process is create the instance of an object of the cursor. So you got the connection object. Using the connection object, you can create the cursor instance. So we imported the packages, we done the connection. Then afterwards, when we look at this here, this operation word is coming along with this comment. Actually, from db cursor onwards, the command is mentioned. So db underscore cursor, that is the cursor object name I have given. Then equals db underscore connection dot cursor. Using that function, using that method, we are creating an instance of cursor. Then the cursor is also ready now. Now next is we can execute the query using the execute method of cursor. So db cursor is our cursor name dot execute. Here we are giving a MySQL command to create a database. Create database my first db. So this is the MySQL query that we are giving within this execute method within the double quotes. Another one to get the list of databases available in the server, that is show databases. That can just enclose that within quotes and give it to as a parameter to execute. It will execute that query. Next is extract the data from the result set. So when we execute the query, you will get some results. So you need to take those results. We need to display that. So to fetch those results, we have some fetch methods that we will discuss in the next video. Here, using a for loop, we are just displaying the database names. db cursor is our cursor name so for loop is used like this: for db in db underscore cursor. Then I am printing each database name. So in this way, I can retrieve the databases in that cursor. Now, last step, clean up the environment. We need to close the cursor and also the connection. So close method is used for that. Cursor object dot close function method need to use. Same like that, connection dot close. So after completion of the task, you need to close the connection and the cursor. That is the normal practice. Otherwise also, when we close the program, this connections will be disconnected, but it is the better practice to close it. Now let's see these steps as program. So let's see our programs. This is our program. Let's see the steps one by one. So these are the steps. We have done this simple program to create a database and to list the databases in that server. So first step we have opened, completed. Import the packages. So that is done here, importing the package. So that's all over. Third, establish the connection. Here db underscore connection is the connection variable, and we have mentioned the host name, username and password. Password, this is my password. In my system, it is the password. So I have mentioned that also. And after that, we need to create next fourth step is creating a cursor instance. So using the db connection dot cursor, we are creating a cursor instance. Our cursor instance name, object name is db underscore cursor. Now the fifth step, executing a query, MySQL query. So here we are simply using two queries. One is create a database and my database name is this. Then one more, show databases. So this will result some it list out all the databases. So that is printed using this for loop. So we extracted the data also. Then after completion of our task, we need to close the cursor and also the connection. So let's execute this program. So you look at the output. All the databases is displayed here as tuple. So this is how. Let's verify it in MySQL also. This is our MySQL command prompt. So from there, let's execute the same command. We have created one database, along with that the other database. This is the one we have created. So rest of the databases are also there. So all these databases are displayed here. Actually, we access those database names using the Python application. It contacted the server using the connector, and it retrieved the information. So that's how we connect to the MySQL database. So let's conclude our discussion. Python can be used for creating database application also. Then first thing is we need a connector to connect the Python program with the MySQL database. Then how we can create a connector, that is mysql.connector.connect method is used for that. Then we need a cursor object for performing the database operations, that is by using the connector object connector variable dot cursor. Then we can execute SQL commands using this cursor dot execute method. So more about the fetching, more information, inserting data, updating data, all those will be covered in the next video. That's all about the simple connection between the MySQL and the Python. Thanks for watching.